Good morning, my dear students. Today we discuss about Unit 1, the subject of energy technology. Unit 1 is energy. Total content of this subject around almost 8. Today we discuss about only 3. The introduction of energy, global energy scenes, Indian energy scenes. Rest of others we can discuss later. First, introduction to energy. What is the energy? Energy is capable to produce motion, force, work, change in shape, change in form, either liquid, solid, gaseous form. That is called energy. Actually, energy science is a specific technology. It is also mother of all kind of science, because it is energy science deal with a scientific principle and then characteristics, laws, rules, unit, dimensions, some measurement processes about various form of energy and energy transformation. It is highly essential to study about in energy science. What do you mean by energy technology? Energy technology is nothing but we are applied such a energy science for work and process. It is very useful for human society, nation and individual. So it is called energy technology. You can write what is the energy black bold letter plus 2 mark, and the energy technology it is also 2 mark. Okay. Next, we can brief discuss about energy technology. So, energy technology is only consider about how much about demand and then what are the method to of supply. The various factor we can consider in energy technology how to affect the demand and the supply. So, we need to optimize such factors. Energy technology include study of efficiency of environmental aspect of various process. It is a highly essential. We can produce maximum efficiency of particular process. Actually, energy technology deal complete. It has some complete truth. The truth we can see the next slide. It is exploration of energy source. We need to find out where the energy source is available. Extraction. And then processing. Intermediate stage is nothing but storage stage. How do we to transport and transmission by using vehicles or some transportation methodology. Here also we can reprocessing, and then again intermediate stage, distribution, supply, utilization and recycling. So energy technology complete monitor at the beginning to end of the resources. It's a main parameter. It is a new technology to control or minimize the energy source. Need of energy source is a highly essential to study of energy technology, because the increase in the cost of energy source, it is affect the individual and social, national and as well as economic. Generally decreasing the energy source, fossil fuels, petrol, diesel every day decreasing. So it is produce energy crisis. What do you mean by energy crisis? The red para say it is that is energy crisis. Increasing the energy consumption rate and also decreasing the supply all over world. In this case, increasing the energy shortage, it is called energy crisis. You can simply note that. Feature of this unit, we are a detailed study about energy crisis. A large fossil power plant have without emission control devices that are emitting the flash gas, sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide, carbon monoxide, all the components polluting the environment. So we need to study the energy technology. It is minimize some polluting component and also it eliminate what are the factors to minimize the demand and also increasing the supply. We need to study of energy technology, and then we discuss about what are the energy sources. Primary energy sources, it is called raw sources. It is readily available in the nature, like the coal, petroleum, solar, wind, geothermal. This type of energy is readily available. We can ready to use it. And then intermediate energy, it is nothing but it is obtained from the primary energy source, one or more process. We need to steam means with the help of coal we heat the water, its water is converted to the steam. Similarly, some chemicals also reacting produce the heat. So it is a intermediate energy. And then secondary energy is nothing but it is a usable energy, is a final product of any raw material. We can use that energy for our purpose. It is the primary energy. Look at the primary energy side, the crude oil, hard coal, and natural gas, nuclear, and then waste, biomass. It is also primary energy. Transformation, it is an intermediate state. Final secondary energy, we can use it. The petroleum product, electricity, heat, biofuel for the consumption. So we need to understand and differentiate what is the primary energy, what is the secondary energy is highly essential. And then we study about energy demand. Generally, the annual demand growth rate increase 3 to 4% for many reasons. The reasons given below, because the demand of energy rising rapidly with the growth of population and industrials, because we are having more industrial, so it is also increasing the demand of energy and increasing the energy consumption with the modern lifestyle. Yes, we are nowadays we can use refrigerator, AC, iron box. What are the feel is modern lifestyle? We have more energy consumption, and also we are inventing large energy consumption machine. In our college, we have the generator up to 300 kilowatt and then 125 kilowatt. As 125 kilowatt per hour, it is used 5 liter of diesel, but 300 kilowatt generator, it is used per hour 20 liters, 4 times higher. We are, but essentially we need this. We are unable to avoid such a machines. Increasing transportation is using the more energy, and then energy need of man with the vary with the lifestyle. This means that the village people need energy very less as compared than city peoples. So lifestyle define how much of energy need. It is all the factor to increasing the energy demand. In India, as a 2020, we are need almost 800 metric ton, but we can produce only less than 600. So we are import many energy source from outside. It is also increasing our economic affect the economic. Next, we discuss about global energy scenes. Access to energy is a key pillar because human lifestyle and economic development and poverty elevation is highly essential to access the energy. And then in modern technology is ensuring the everyone gets sufficient access on energy. Next, we look at the historical and current energy system. Is dominated by fossil fuel. Fossil fuel are using the more and more. It is emit the carbon dioxide. It is the one type of greenhouse gas. It is a fundamental drive for global climate change. Here, facing many problems. We are producing more carbon dioxide. These technical challenges balancing between the development and the environmental sources. The global energy scenes a ultimate goal to ensuring everyone can access sustainable energy. What do you mean by sustainable energy? It is that we never change or we use optimum level of energy. Then only our next generation utilize the energy. It is a few chart. Look at the diagram. Global direct primary energy consumption. Before we understand what is the primary energy, there is a raw material. Look at the diagram. Almost 150 thousand. 150,000 ton we can use only for bio, coal, oil and natural gas. Other just few 10 or 20,000 ton only renewable energy. It is a challenges. And then look at the diagram. Above 90-60 only we can use such a renewable energy. Before that we can use only 1800. We can use only bio. We can use coal at 1850. Fuel 1920. After 1920 we can use coal, but recently developed renewable energy. Energy consumption. Look at the energy consumption. Asia Pacific, we have the more population. Asia Pacific, we are using more energy consumption as the rest of other countries, because India, China countries is placed in the Asia Pacific region. Which one is more consumption? Oil. As compared to other, oil is a major source, around almost 55,000 ton using, and then coal around 45 ton, gas around 40,000 ton we can use. Other, look at the rest. Only for hydropower it is possible to 5,000 tons. So we need to concentrate our focus on renewable, because it is a give the other is a fossil and non-renewable. It is energy resource day by day to day decreasing. We focusing on that. Per capita energy consumption around the world, India is less than around 5 kilowatt, but developed country US, Canada, that type, and then Australia, Russia, that look at the energy consumption more than 75,000. They are using more energy. The developed country, India is less than 5. Energy intensity, we need, what do you mean by energy intensity? It is nothing but the ratio between energy supply and gross domestic product measured at purchasing power party. Is how much of energy required to produce 1 unit output. India is a moderate 1.5 kilowatt required, and developed country also around 4 kilowatt. And then underdeveloping countries, most Africa country have more energy intensity, because there is a underdeveloping country, there are require more energy to produce one particular unit of product. And then production of electricity in around the world, France use more, almost 75% of electricity produced through nuclear. In India is a moderate up to 1970. We have started our nuclear power plant. We are still now we are producing around 2 to 3%. United States around 20%. Germany, and then Japan. Look at the after 2010 drastically downside. Japan it come to the nil because the nuclear power plant affect the tsunami. That's why all the nuclear plant closed. After 2015 they little bit start 1 or 2 unit with a full measure. Look at the Russia only start the nuclear power plant 1990. It is also now around 80% of power produced. United States after 1970 the development is United States the nuclear power plant is very high around 20. So India is a moderate. We need to more plan to develop the nuclear. It is another chart. The electricity how much of we can develop electricity only for 40% of coal. India also same line we can use more. But look at oil and natural gas. At the very beginning and 1970 we can use 20% of oil, now only for 5% of oil to produce electric power. Natural gas is also there the 10%, now it is possible to increase 15%. Nuclear at 1970 only 2 or 3%, now it should be 7%. Hydropower plant at the beginning of 1970 it should be 23%, now it slightly decreased 18%. 1980 after 1990 other renewable sources developed solar wind to develop the electricity power. It is recently developed. Investment is highly essential. Up to 2015 the Europe investment around 50 million, China around more than 100 million. India is just for 20 billion. It is a major drawback for India because we are underdeveloping country. We are investment a lot of money to other development activities. We are not able to still now focusing on renewable. So just 20 million, and US also produce around $40 million. Sorry, $400 million. And other few countries, Brazil also less than India. So only major contribution China, Europe and America to investment a huge amount of renewable energy. It is a renewable energy investment for their country growth. Gross domestic product is South Africa and China, Chile. It have the more GDP as compared than India and UK. India also 0.5 and US 0.2. There are having less amount of renewable energy source. That only is a lower rate. The investment of renewable energy, which one is have more source, means there are huge investment going on solar and wind energy. Other is a very less. So to up to 2016 more investment have wind energy and solar energy. That's why our syllabus also having more focusing on wind and solar energy. Definitely it will give large of job opportunity in the future India. And then look at the Indian energy scenes. Before we are seeing the global India. So Indian also focusing on renewable energy because it is a very cost effective method. India is a very competitive action taken to wind and solar cell. Current situation show wind power has developed much slower than this solar power because wind will require huge initial investment cost and then maintenance cost also required very high. But solar panel not as compared than windmill, it have less space. Even though we can use roof also to place the solar panel. India is ensure continuous progress the growth of renewable and then there are continuously taken action for design minimize the maintenance, and also grid connection is need to transport the energy from one place to another place. India is planned to set a long term and a short term what do you mean by the target. India is a plan to 2018 175 kilowatt but achieve 227. It is more than we planned. Similarly, India also planned 2022 275 gigawatts capacity and the United States Climate Summit in New York. It will be held on 23 September 2019. Our Prime Minister of India announced new target 450 gigawatt in the 2030. Suppose we can achieve 450 gigawatt is also reduce the coal consumption of India and also minimize the CO2. Bus diagram is a production. India should be products for one country around 580 metric ton, but required is around 800 and more than 800. So look at the actually TFC total product consumption, not a total product consumption. TFC is the total financial consumption by fuel around 600 metric ton. It is we have the more loss around more than 150 ton metric ton we have producing loss for the transformation losses. The new technology developed to minimize the transportation losses, ultimately increasing our GDP growth. It is industries have maximum taking the maximum advantages of fuel residual. Transport is only for 1/4. Next we look at the diagram. It is requirement. It should be increased 50% every decade. Is nothing but 10 years. Industry also required more energy. Transportation required